Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Flying Over 50 at Any Age. I'm Cyrus Webb, joined by my lovely co-host, Makeda Smith. We welcome you guys tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X. We're about to bring in our friends over on IG so they can be a part of our show as well. And last but certainly not least, going to bring in our friends over on Amazon. We are winding down with our series, Flying Over 50 at Any Age. This has been an extraordinary journey. So glad you all have been with us on it. And as we're coming down to the close of a special announcement, so make sure you guys stay to the end. And we're now live on Amazon Live with Flying Over 50 at Any Age. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon platform, welcome. Type you guys a welcome message over there. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button either here in this corner or down below. You also will see the book by my co-host, Makeda Smith. The book is Flying Over 50 at Any Age. You all can see it there. We're going to talk to Makeda about day number 29 in her book. 29. Which week number 29 of our series, and also let you guys know something very special we're going to do as our season recap. But Makeda, how you doing?
I'm fine because it's day 29.
Makeda not only represents rappers, she's doing a little rap for us today. I mean,
29 out of 30. Woohoo!
29 out of 30 plus one. We're going to talk
Plus
about the
one.
plus
Plus one.
So Makeda, okay, so we have to start there.
Yes.
This has been a amazing experience to be
It
on this
has.
journey with you, going through your book this way. Talk to us about you as we're now at day number 29 of this 30-day journal. Talk to us about what you're feeling.
It's been really a journey. And I feel a lot more at ease, a lot more into my flow than when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cyrus, I've never gone live on social media before. I make all my clients do it, but I've never done it. So going live with you was my first time. And
I
then
did
you
not
made,
know. I don't think I knew that, Makeda.
yeah, and you made me do it every week. I was such a nervous wreck. And just the thought of having to show up and do it every week. Like we started in February. So I remember when
Yeah.
you gave me all the dates and I marked them on my calendar and it ended in August. And I was like, it's only February. What have I got myself into?
Right. Right.
Oh my gosh, it was so challenging. I had a headache. I was cussing you out in my head.
I hear people do that a lot to me, Makeda. I hear that. My mom has even said that. She's
Yes, you and your web. You be weaving us into your web, but it has all flowed really fabulously, and it's been quite a journey.
Well, I appreciate that. Matt Gregory, hello to you over there on IG. Hope you're doing well. Glad you could join us as we're doing the wind down of my series here of Makeda Smith. Again, the series has been called Flying Over 50 in Age. I have something special not even Makeda knows I'm going to tell you guys about next
Oh
week.
Lord.
But we also have something else to tell you guys about the 28th. So make sure you guys are staying tuned. So Makeda's today's message is going to be really good. I was saying to Makeda before we went live, today's message is really in many ways kind of the start of a wrap up of this series because you're able to talk about something that I think a lot of us don't spend a lot of time doing, and that's talking about gratitude. Before we get into the message itself, and I know you're going to read it for us, want to talk about what that's been like for you to think about as you've kind of reflected on the different incidents that you've gone through in your life, Makeda, that you shared in the book. What has it been like for you to share the importance of gratitude in your life?
Mm, what has it been?
Yeah. What has it been like for you to
What
reflect on
has it
gratitude?
been like
Mhm.
for me to experience Cyrus making me express?
Oh my goodness.
It's kept me grounded. It's kept me centered. It's kept me conscious.
Mhm.
Even just meeting with you every Thursday and revisiting different aspects of my life and, going over the messages and sharing the messages and the lessons with others, it's really kept me grounded and focused.
Mhm.
I have to say that.
Wow. Wow. Well, for me, it has been amazing because, again, Makeda, I think if people haven't read your book, we do encourage them to get it. They can get it here on Amazon, both in print or the Kindle edition, which we're going to be showing the Kindle edition as you read for us. I really want them to get it and think about themselves because, Makeda, I think for a lot of us, before reading the book, we
Mhm.
saw you as a celebrity publicist, and we see what you've done when it comes to, pole dancing and the clients you've worked with. Like I've mentioned before, Makeda has gotten me some of my biggest clients in my radio career have come through Makeda. And I don't think we know the story, of all
Mhm.
of what you went through to get here. What do you hope people think about when it comes to that? When they think about all that you've experienced, but also all that you've been able to overcome and to enjoy?
Well, I think the main thing, which is why I formatted the book the way I did, was asking questions so people could share their own experiences. I hope
Mhm.
that me sharing my experience made people reflect on their own experience and reflect on their own strength and their own resilience.
Yeah,
Because, like, we are all like reflections of each other,
right.
basically. And I always say it takes a village and it takes a tribe. So it's really, even though the book is about me and my experiences, it's written as a journal where you can reflect on your experiences. So it's like one light lighting another light, lighting another light, how we keep the world lit up with positivity.
Which positivity. So we can go ahead and get into it. Makita, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to share my screen for our audience.
Day 29 is gratitude and complaint cannot occupy the same space. As discussed, turbulence is often a part of traveling at great heights. More likely than not, though, the turmoil eventually dissipates, and before you know it, you are adventuring smooth and effortlessly again. When I look back on my life so far, I can see how many times there was upheaval before being airlifted to new destinations. Granted, instability can last longer than we like, but if we can stay in gratitude for the journey, no matter what it brings, we will eventually see ourselves through it. And admittedly, if you are complaining through it all, those complaints just negatively color your experience. Often, when I talk about my dark night of the soul experience that lasted several years, I'm laughing and smiling. My joy rests in knowing I got through it to higher ground on a pole on the other side. Every experience paves the way for the next. We have the power to light our path with candles or litter the road with broken glass. Gratitude and complaints cannot share the same seat. Which one do you choose to sit with? Do you have an experience you can recall that you made with each of these choices?
All right, and then we have the picture. What can you tell us about this picture, ma'am?
I can tell you that that picture is mild compared to a lot of pictures on my Instagram.
Okay.
That picture was from someone invited me to perform in a play that they were doing. And
Mm,
so that picture is me performing. It was like a dinner theater setting.
yeah,
And it's again, it's like when I started pole dancing, I never thought of myself as a performer or entertainer or thinking I would be doing it publicly or on social media or getting invites to perform. So, but also you can look at that picture, and even though the picture is in a dark room, there's light up underneath me. So metaphysically, it's also like being the light in the dark space,
yeah,
and always shining your light, sharing your light. You know.
yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that. So there's a lot in this message that you share, Makita. I want to go over three of the points that I think our audience would really, really get from it, and I hope they'll be able to see themselves in it too. And one of the things that you said from the very beginning, I'm just going to read it. You say
Okay.
this. Um, when I look back on my life so far, I can now see how many times there was upheaval before being airlifted to new destinations.
Mm,
And I thought about that sometimes we think about we and I thought had the recurring thought of when you talked about when you first started doing pole and
Hmm.
the pain of it, but then looking in the mirror and seeing the strength you were
Yeah,
gathering. Talk to us about that, the importance of realizing that a lot of times the things we go through are necessary in order
yeah,
to get us to where we're supposed to go.
yeah. It's just the way life is set up and life works. Like,
Yeah,
really, challenges are just the doorway, the portal to get us to the next blessing.
yeah.
I remember, it's a lot of stuff that's not in the book because the book's only 30 days, but I remember, there was a point in my life where I had experienced a house fire. I was staying, me and my daughters were staying in the hotel because the house was inhabitable. And then my daughter had got diagnosed and she was in the hospital. And it was just like so much drama going on in my life. I felt overwhelmed and burdened. And I
Mhm.
remember being at an event I was doing PR for, and there was one of my colleagues, she worked at a radio station, and I think I was just telling her like I was so stressed and blah, blah, blah. She looked at me and said, "Oh my goodness." She said, "You are going through so much." She said, "All that means is you have tremendous blessings coming your way."
Oh
And
wow.
that totally threw me off when she said that. I was like, for real? I never thought about it like that. I was like, I'm just stressed out. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna make it to the next day. She
Right.
said, mark my words, when you go through the kind of challenges that you're going through, when they come like this, you're being set up for huge, tremendous blessings. And
Wow.
that has always stayed in my brain, in my mind, and in my spirit. And true enough, after I got through that tumultuous spirit in my life, tremendous blessings came my way. It was like in retrospect, the universe was just setting me up to get to the next level.
Yeah.
So I say that because it's indicative of what we all go through. When you look back at something that you've gone through that's been tumultuous, it was probably just a setup to get you to the next level.
Yeah. Such a great point. Brett Colbert, hello to you over there on IG. Ellie Delsimer, hello to you over there
Hey,
on IG as well. Bazari, I think it is. Hello to you as well. For those who are just coming in, also over there on Amazon, welcome. You all are watching Flying Over 50 at Any Age. We're coming down to the wire. It is day number 29 of Makeda's 30-day journal. And today's message is a good one, and that is gratitude and complaint cannot occupy the same space. The second thing that you mentioned I thought was really interesting is that very first sentence, Makeda. Turbulence is often a part of traveling at
mm,
great heights. And I immediately thought about, I'll be flying to Los Angeles soon. And it seems like every time I leave Dallas, headed to Los Angeles, there is going to be that turbulence, that
oh,
that is
wow.
experienced. And I thought about that a lot of times it's one of those things that's just we have to start looking at it as what it is. It's one of the things that happens, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and also now that I've been flying for so long, I think not all turbulence is bad, right? Some of it is just part of what you have to go through
yeah.
in order to get through. How has your idea of new heights been shaped by the things you've had to go through, Makeda?
You and these questions, Cyrus.
Well, you wrote it.
Can you repeat the
Yeah,
question?
yeah, sure. How is your idea of new heights been kind of shaped through the things, the turbulence that you've had to experience?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it goes back to what I was saying. I think now when I and especially even just having, done this podcast with you and revisiting different things that have happened, um, I think it's just a matter of now realizing, like, when the road gets rocky or when there's turbulence, under kind of like embracing the rockiness and embracing the turbulence
Mhm.
and knowing that it's temporary. Because the other thing is when you resist the turbulence and you resist the lesson, you're delaying your blessing. Like,
Mm, yeah.
resistance just creates more chaos. If you can just relaxed into what is happening. Like you just said, like some turbulence is good and you just have to accept it. So
Hmm.
when you're going through drama, trauma, whatever it is, breathe and know that this is part of the journey to get you to the next level instead of being in it and going, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
What can I do to make this end quicker? Like, instead of fighting it, if you can just flow with it and trust that your story, your journey is carrying you to where you need to be, it helps you get through that turbulence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you were talking, I was just thinking. A lot of times, the pilot will tell us we may experience some bumps. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I thought, and what made me think about that as you were talking is that a lot of times now you are one of those people, just like the person said to you, who can tell people, you know what, there may
Yeah.
be some bumps along the way, but just imagine what's going to be coming. You
Yeah.
know,
That's
and I
true.
think that's it. So the third thing that I thought was really good that you
Mhm.
said, and I love this too, and I love the fact that you show us the responsibility we have, Makita. You say we have the power to light our path with
Oh,
candles or
yeah.
litter the road with broken glass. How is taking responsibility? How has that helped you? Because it's so easy for us to point the finger at other people. How has being able to realize that happiness is no one else's job for you but yours?
It,
How has that
it,
helped you?
it really is no one else's job. It makes me think about, like, sometimes you'll meet people and all they're doing is complaining. Like you
Hmm.
say, how's your day? And they get into a litany of everything that's going wrong with their day,
Right.
their month, their week. Like, and every time you encounter that person, it's just like everything around them everything is just, it's always negative.
Hmm.
And the thing is, the reason the things are always negative for that person is because that's what they're choosing to embrace,
Yeah.
and they're choosing to view things through that lens of everything being negative. And so they continue to get negativity. If you continue to breathe that through your thoughts and through your words and through your consciousness, the universe is just going to give you more of that back.
Hmm.
So it really becomes our responsibility as we create our realities to decipher how we want to relay those realities. So, not to say, like, when you're going through something bad, you can't talk about it. But how about if you're going through something bad, you acknowledge it, but then you also acknowledge something's good that's happening to you, so you can counter that negativity and create space for more goodness. So
Yeah.
that's part of, like, when gratitude and complaint can't really occupy the same space. You could be in the space of gratitude, or you could be in the space of complaint. Like, which one do you choose?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's a great reminder for us all, and that leads us right into the questions that you have for us, Makita, and that is, as you made the statement, gratitude and complaints can't share the same seat. Which one do you choose to sit with? Do you have an experience you can recall that you made with each of these choices? I love that. So, what do you want our audience to kind of contemplate, to think about when they ask themselves those questions?
Um, I think it's almost, as we're going day to day through our lives,
Hmm.
it's really a matter of asking yourself, are you sitting with gratitude or are you sitting with complaint?
Hmm.
And I think if you're conscious of that, the answer will color the experiences that you're having and that you will continue to have. It'd be like, are you the person where every time someone asks you, how are you? How's your day? And it's just a litany of negativity, or are you that person who's like, oh, my day is going great. I'm having, a couple of challenges, but overall, I'm still here. It's like when I talked to my daughter this morning, and I checked on her and the kids, and it was like, because it was their first day of school, and she was like, Mom, we're fine. We have food on the table and a roof over our head. Everything is wonderful.
Oh, wow. That sounds like you.
I guess.
But I think it's a great way to think. And what I got from this, Makeda, is it really is a choice. Like you said, we have to choose. The world's going to throw stuff
Yeah.
at us. That's a given. But
Yeah.
what do you choose? Do you choose to lean into gratitude? Do you choose to lean into that negativity and the complaining spirit that's already so prevalent in the world today?
Yes, you know what? Gratitude and complaint is the same as faith and fear. Are you leaning into faith or are you leaning into fear?
Yeah.
Complaints or fear?
Yeah. It's a great reminder. Again, everyone, week number 29 from Makeda Smith's book, Gratitude and Complaint Cannot Occupy the Same Seat. The book is Flying Over 50 at Any Age. And as I mentioned, have a special announcement to tell you guys about. So next week, we are doing day 30, the last message in the book. But we have something very special that's happening on Thursday, August the 28th. And that is Makeda Smith and I will be together in Los Angeles to do a season recap. So we do want to invite you guys. If you have any questions, we're going to be making a post. But if you have any questions or anything that you kind of picked up on from the book, we're going to kind of reflect on some of the highlights of the book for us as well. But that show is going to be dedicated to you guys as a recap. And Makeda and I haven't actually been in the same space together this year, so this will be great. I think when I was in Los Angeles earlier this year, we were missing each other.
Oh, we
So,
missed each
so
other.
it'll be great to be in the same space with her to get a good selfie. We don't have an updated selfie, so that'll be good as well. I'm not getting on the pole though, Makeda. I'm not.
I'm not gonna comment. I was gonna say I couldn't make you take a poll pic, but okay.
Well, Makeda, I am so excited. Can you believe it? We made it to number
I
29.
know. I'm ecstatic. We made it. Well, we got a couple more shows to go, but we really have made it. It's August. I just remember in February, August seemed like so far away. And I was like, oh my God, every week I've got to do a live podcast. Oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? And now it's like a breeze. It's a breeze.
There you go. But I guess for me, because I've been doing series for so long, like the word that
Yeah.
you live by, series, it's been going on for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I've been doing them for so long. For me,
It's
it's like,
what you do. Yeah, it's what you do. I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was crazy when you said we was gonna do this every week. I was just
Well,
like,
look, I'm not saying I'm not crazy. I'm not saying I'm not crazy. I'm just saying I didn't think it was going to be that long. That long.
well, I
But
just didn't. I couldn't even visualize how this was going to work.
yeah,
I was
well,
like,
it's been amazing. It's been, and I can't wait to see what you do next. I want to remind people also.
He's
Uh,
setting me up, y'all.
No, we were talking about me turning 50 in July, but we did talk about July was also the 1 year anniversary of Makeda's book,
Oh
Flying
yeah.
Over 50 at Any Age. So make sure you guys get your copy. I'm sure she'll be planning a book signing or something soon. So you all can be on the lookout for that. Makeda, speaking of that, how can they stay connected with you?
My handles are at flying. I'm not paying you no mind. Cyrus spins his webs. Cyrus Webb. He spins his webs, but I have what you call that spray. Web
Oh
spray.
no, not the spray, Makeda.
Repellent,
Repel it.
web repellent. But I'm at Flying Over 50 and I'm at the Makeda Method. I'm on all social media. I stay pretty active on Instagram, and those are also my websites if you want more detailed information.
There you go. Makeda, a great show. Looking forward to our finale
Woo,
of the
woo,
book next week.
woo. All right, Cyrus.
And we
Thank
thank
you, everybody, for tuning in.
thanks to all of you for joining us for this week's episode of Flying Over 50 at Any Age. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Blessings, everybody.